Thanks for joining me today, guys. I'm going to be showing you how to do a full screen replacement on your Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And I'm also going to be showing you guys where you can go to get a replacement screen if you don't already have one. AliExpress.com is where I'm going to recommend you go. The reason for this is because a year ago when I needed a replacement screen, it's the only place I could go online that I could find one for under $300. Now you can find them for under $100, as I could then. I've used it 3 times now, so it's reliable and safe, and I always get my screen within 8 days. Another place you could go is eBay.com. I don't really recommend eBay, though. Some tools you're going to need for the job are a hairdryer. Here I've got a few attachments for this one to direct the heat to specific areas. Definitely recommend it. This small electronics tool set. You will definitely need this. This is a must-have. It has practically everything you're going to need to do your phone screen replacement. It's got the suction cups, it's got screen prying tools, all the little types of screwdriver bits you'll need. If not for the screwdriver portion of it, then definitely for the suction cup and the screen dividers. Must have. Amazing. Makes your life so much easier. Of course, up next is going to be gloves. You're always going to want gloves for any type of job revolving heat or sharp edges, possibly with the glass from the back screen. It could crack. So gloves. Always gloves, guys. PPE is everything. Do not go without. Do not. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and get some glue for when you're done. You need to glue the back screen back on and, of course, get some type of clamp to clamp it back into place. Now that we've covered all the materials you're going to use, we're ready to start the process of removing the back glass using our heat gun and some tools from our tool set. First things first, you're going to want to remove your SIM card slot / SD port if you haven't already done so. And from there, you're also going to want to remove your S pin. The reason for this is when you're heating up the phone, you don't want to accidentally melt anything on the inside that doesn't need to be there anyway. So just go ahead and remove it. It's in your best interest, I promise. Now that those are all removed, you're good to go ahead and start heating up the back glass and getting ready to remove the screen, or the back glass screen. As you can see, I've already kind of got a start on it. I've got one side propped into. I got my screen dividers stuck in there. Your set comes with about six to 8 of them. So now I'm working on the other side. You definitely only want to work on the left and right sides. You don't want to work on the top or bottoms because there's no point in doing the top or bottom. Once you get both sides off, the top and bottom basically remove themselves. But you want to make sure that your glue is nice and warm to make your job easier. The warmer the glue, the easier it separates. So making sure you use your heat gun in a nice sweeping motion, not having the heat gun too hot, is critical. You also have to worry about here heating up the center of your phone too much and making your battery explode. You do not want to do that. Nobody wants to have a battery explode on their phone when they're trying to fix the screen, because then your entire phone's pretty much ruined. It's done for then. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this process, and you guys can watch it in fast motion until I get the back screen completely removed, and then we'll go from there. So enjoy. now that we got this removed, we can start the process of taking apart the inside. I'll show you what type of screwdriver to use and how to build the screen back up as you go. Stay tuned.
So now that the screen's off, up next is going to be the back screen. What we're going to do next is take a look at the new screen that we bought, make sure everything matches up, which I already checked this one out. This one looks A-okay. A good thing to check for when you do this is any frays in the wiring, any frays in these wires here, or if it's outright missing. Say you see it on your old one and it's not on the new one, that's something you're going to want to note and send it back if that is the unfortunate situation. Like I said, though, I already checked this one out. Everything looked good. Could toss it if it got broken, but it always want to make sure everything stays if you can keep it, the way it's supposed to be. You're going to need, so once you check that out, obviously, you want to make sure the new screen you're putting in is not broken. And it's a very smart idea to record yourself opening the package when you receive it and also checking the screen out before installing it. And lastly, before you install it completely, like what I mean by that is before you glue it down to make it a permanent, semi-permanent installation, you want to try to power the phone up once everything's hooked up and see if it has any damage that you can't see by physically examining it without it being on. And if there is, you'll have it on video, proof that you didn't glue it. You'll remove all your internal parts, put it back in your old phone, send in the video, request a refund or replacement, and go from there. So definitely, before you do any type of gluing, make sure the phone powers on and the screen works as described. If you glue it, your refund is completely voided. So definitely make sure it's recorded. Definitely make sure you don't glue it. So now I'm going to go ahead and start unscrewing, which I already did. Got 3 screws out. As you can see, I got a little magnet here so I can stick them for my screwdriver to the magnet. I'm using a size 00 Phillips head bit that came with my standard small electronics kit. I actually got this one on not eBay, Amazon for $20 or $30. I can't remember which. Are definitely going to be reusing a lot of these inner workings here, so take special care to not damage them. Also, this video is purely for educational purpose only. I am not encouraging anyone to dismantle their phone by themselves. I am not a professional. I am somebody that just wanted to save some money and did this himself and wanted to pass on the knowledge to show you guys that it's not that hard. As long as you keep a level head, you follow the steps, you should be good to go. Phone should work fine with no problems. I'm not liable for any damage you cause to your own phone trying to replicate anything you saw in my video, just as a disclaimer. So moving on, unscrewing each screw, being extra special safe to not lose any of those screws because that nobody wants to lose screws or parts when they're fixing anything. So before I remove anything, any panels or anything like that, I want to make sure I have every screw that I can currently get to out of the phone. Okay, I've got all the screws out that you can see initially. I want to say there's about, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's like 16 screws to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and start up here. You can see that that this little panel right here kind of popped up on its own after taking the screws out. So we're going to go ahead and remove that first. Be careful because this piece here, this is some sort of, I can't remember exactly what it does, but you don't want to break it. It transfers power from the battery some way or another. There's another one that's sort of like it that goes over top of where the S pin goes in. So you want to very slowly pry that up. All right, so you're going to want to slowly lift this part up, push down here. That way it will reveal where this piece here, this is something that it's like a little connector cord or wire, I guess I should say. And this is where the pliers come in handy. So I definitely recommend pliers. Take the pliers and you just very gently get under it and then just it'll come right out. No, don't try to be forceful, anything like that. You can also take both the sides of it if you're afraid of prying and just with even force lift up gently and evenly and it'll come off. So there's actually quite a few little wirings that you're going to need to take off just like this one. They all go in the same type of way. They just push down on it, clicks in, pop it right off. I believe there's like 5 or 6 of them. So that's up. You'll notice it sticks here and down here. And there's not really any way to remove it. But you're going to have to go ahead and do so. It's okay. It'll stick back into place when you're done. Just stick a little adhesive there. Just make sure you don't tear it. That's what this is. It's a heat shield. So that bottom part here, I actually recommend that you keep that attached. Don't tear that part off if you can avoid it. This part kind of necessary. As you can see, this whole little pad here is what you actually just disconnected up there, so it plugs in. If that doesn't tell you it's important, I don't know what will. No, that's what it is. It has something to do with the S Pen. Something with the S Pen. I think it's like the S Pen sensor, the pad. Yeah, don't wanna break that. Not having an S Pen will be it, it sucks. So next you'll come here. You have another one of those things to remove. All right, easy peasy. Another one right here. Pry up on it, and it pops right out like that. Nice and easy. Go ahead and sit that to the side. Whatever little case you designated for all these parts. Or you could even, so you don't lose track of where everything goes, take your new screen, orient it the same way, and wherever you just popped it off of, match it up, and you just go ahead and set it there for now. Don't click it in or anything, just sit it right where it goes. Hard to forget where something is supposed to go when it's already there, right? So that's actually what I'm going to do, because I have terrible memories sometimes. If you look right here, there's another one of those little wire connectors that need to be popped off. So this one actually goes to your front camera, so be very careful with it. Unless you don't mind losing your selfie camera. I'm sure everybody likes a selfie camera for whatever reason. One reason or another, you either need it or you want it. So just pop that off, and then it just slides right out. So just kind of pull up and toward yourself, or to the left, I guess. So I would recommend plugging that in already, but you can't, because you're going to need this part of the circuit board before you can plug that in. But definitely go ahead, move over the piece, your little bracket that covers everything there, and slide it in the way it's going to go once you get the circuit board in. That way you know, all right, that's where this goes. Cool. Basically what you're going to be doing this whole way through is taking off the part from your old screen and installing it onto the new one, piece by piece. Literally all you're doing. It's this part comes out pretty much, yeah, as a whole there. You take out that small camera or the front camera and that bracket, and that's pretty much all you take out of that side by itself. So that's nice, right? Nice big chunkaroo there. Just forgot how much of it came out together right there. As I put the new one together, I'm also going to screw it in where I can, instead of going through and doing it all at once. It's already starting to look like the phone when you first started taking it apart, yeah? Already got most of the stuff put back together on this side. Leave that off for now since we need to put the battery in still. So, alright, top portion is done. Well, we got one more screw we need to throw in down here. Well, a couple more screws. And top portion is done. Alright. See how easy that was? That wasn't too damn hard, was it? It looks and seems intimidating until you actually get into it. Then it's like, oh wow, that's cake. Alright. That's really easy. I mean, take it from me. If I can do it, you can do it. Because I, if you ask anybody, like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh no, there's no way he did his own phone screen work. Like, that dude can barely do whatever else. Like how is he gonna fix his own phone screen? Like, no, guys, I'm telling you, it's that simple. As long as you have a little bit of patience and a slightly steady hand, you're solid. You're good to go. You're going to be able to put your own phone screen back together. I mean, you're going to be able to fix your own phone. I mean, I really never thought I'd be able to do it, but I knew one day. I always told myself I was going to with the last phone, the last phone, the last phone, and then finally I was like, screw it, I'm gonna get the screen and I'm gonna try it. And lo and behold, dun, 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 it was that I got it. I win. And it almost felt like I cheated or something, or I did something that I wasn't supposed to do because I saved all that money. Just it felt wrong, but in a good way. And ever since then, you will never see me get rid of a phone because of a broken screen, especially knowing about AliExpress.com because eBay doesn't always have the phone screens as low as that website. AliExpress.com, on the other hand, since it's based in China, they're more inclined to sell the screens for a lower price. I mean, they come in all kinds of different qualities, of course, but say you have a phone and really the only reason you want to get a new screen for it is because there's a lot or a plethora of pictures, just stuff you want to keep but can no longer access because the phone's broken or the screen's broken, and for whatever reason you can't hook it up to the HDMI cable for your TV and access it that way, which most phones you can, by the way, life hack. In that case, why not spend $20 on a barely functioning screen and then do the work yourself just to get your pictures, your videos, text messages, what have you, off your phone that you didn't expect to break or switch from? So, AliExpress.com, ladies and gentlemen, is a lifesaver. I'm telling you, it was definitely iffy when when I got my first screen from them. You know, I almost thought I was going to get ripped off or get some knockoff fake screen, but no, you get living proof, a real screen from a real Samsung Galaxy Note 10, and it you don't get your door kicked in or you don't get your account hacked. Nothing. You just like on Amazon, only they're not big and popular like Amazon and not trying to monopolize the market. uh, yeah, you just place the order and you get your product. Now, are there some shady sellers on there? Absolutely, but there is on Amazon as well. And but another note, I am in no way, shape, or form affiliated or sponsored by AliExpress.com, but wink, wink, AliExpress. I wouldn't mind being sponsored. I enjoy your guys' website, and you guys have some of the most compatible. Yeah, let's just say you have decent products for very competitive prices. And I don't. I think there was only one occasion where I ordered from you guys, and it was already an iffy product to begin with, and it wasn't worth it. And I knew that it probably wouldn't be when I ordered it though. Whereas something like a phone screen where you're expecting to get something of a certain quality, well, you guys met my expectations, actually exceeded them surprisingly. So kudos, kudos, kudos. That being said, AliExpress.com, I would very gladly accept your guys' sponsorship and give you guys shout outs in future videos and use products that I purchased from your website for sure. You know what, guys? This I just took off. You don't even need to do that. You just go ahead and click that back on. It's gonna open yourself up for more chances to fail by doing so. this slides right in there like that. I just go ahead and leave that on this side like so. Put back together a puzzle, guys. Remember? Actually, no, I take that back. I forgot. Already got that out. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this where it goes on the new one. And since this is actually your charger port right here. Be careful with that. You're gonna want to take this like so, and a new screen right here for the charger port goes. You're gonna want to take it from this angle it downward, line it up, and slide her in. All right, cool. Sure, it's nice and lined up. And this part, you're gonna have to kind of give it a push of faith, so to speak. So, let's see. There we go. Yeah, you gotta make sure that on that part you got your charger port pushed up in there far enough. Everything's slid up against this back wall as snug as you can get it without breaking anything, I guess I could say. So now that that's good, still got to get that final click it in there. So maybe we should lift these up. You know what? I am going to pop that off. I pop those off for the sole sake of being able to see this circuit board part right here. That way I know for a fact I'm not about to break it. Okay, so once you kind of got that mostly snug in there, best way to move forward is going to be by out. Go ahead and throw this screw in to hold this in place, and it has to go in before you put that panel back over top. So I'm gonna get those two knocked out of the way so I don't forget. It sucks worse than forget to put a screw in somewhere. Take stuff back off, start over. All right. So now we're gonna remove the battery. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these bad boys again. Alright, something's wrong with my tooth. You know, and since the battery is actually glued in place, we're just gonna go ahead and honestly, we're gonna apply just a low amount of heat, very low. Because giving us the battery, we don't want it to explode. Turn your gun down to non. Yeah. Huh? Alrighty, we've got all the screws back in. She's all reassembled. And as far as I can tell, she's looking pretty damn good. So if you were able to follow along this entire time, well, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Yeah. You deserve it. We all deserve it. You did a good job. You should be proud. So now we did that shit. Oh yeah. Is the moment of truth. Is the screen going to work? Well,
I sure as fucking shit hope so.
Because if not, I'm gonna be really pissed. I just wasted like 2.5 hours A making this video and B trying to fix a screen that doesn't even fucking work.
So, it better motherfucking work. You know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah, it better fucking work. It's gonna work.
It's gotta work, alright? It's gotta work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
another thing you're gonna want are some screen clamps once you have everything installed and ready to go. All right, enough playing around. Here we go. Power button. Oh, so far so good. That already feels good, doesn't it? I mean, just seeing that. Oof. Oh yeah. Let's watch her power up, shall we? Oh, it's such a nice feeling. So nice. I mean, to go from this cracked piece of shit to this beautiful, beautiful working phone that looks like it was touched by the gods. I'm not gonna go that far, but I mean, come on. Why not? We did good. So, remember not to glue back on the back before you test the phone and to record you testing the phone.
Thank you guys so much for choosing the Tyler Effect and the Tyler's World of Wonders for your phone fixing needs. Please like and subscribe for more content in the future. I plan on doing more tech videos. I'm gonna have an entire playlist dedicated to tech and tech related things in the future. So please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. This has been Tyler's World of Wonders. Have a good one. Seriously, please hit that subscribe button. Please. Please. No, seriously. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for joining me.